Hello and welcome to Oh Hello Maker. Whether you've been crafting with us for a while or this is your first box, you are going to absolutely love today's tutorial, our Lovebirds painted jug. In this video, I will show you how to go from an initial idea on a page all the way through to your finished jug. And if you don't fancy drawing freehand, don't worry, because you'll find the bird templates on the back of your instruction leaflet. I really want you to use this project to help you to slow down. It's all too easy to slap on a bit of paint on the jug and have done with it, but try to do each stage carefully and mindfully. It will really help you feel relaxed. And hey, why not pour a cup of your favourite beverage, light a lovely scented candle, put on your favourite playlist, whether it's Nirvana or chilled vibes from Ibiza, and get lost in the process of painting. I'd absolutely love to see your finished design, so if you put anything on social, don't forget to tag us, Oh Hello Maker, and use the hashtag Oh Hello Makerbox. I can't wait to see your jugs! And don't forget to pass on the discount code that you'll find on the back of your instructions to friends or loved ones that could do with a bit more creativity in their lives. A monthly subscription or a one-off box can make such a lovely gift for a special somebody in your life. Why not treat them to a box of creativity? Anyway, that's enough from me. Let's crack on and get those jugs painted.
Okay, so I wanted to show you what initially I did. I drew out a few little sketches, some little trees, some birds, and then there was this idea of using the lip of the jug as the beak for the bird, which is quite a nice idea, so you could do that. Then once I decided I wanted to do a bird design, I then drew it onto some watercolour paper and painted it, and then I knew what I was going to do on the jug. So I've made it super easy for you guys, and I've actually put the templates for these birds on the back of your instruction leaflet. So if you just want to get your tracing paper, trace those off and then lightly trace them onto the jug. Alternatively, you can just go maverick like me and put paint to jug straight away. It's best to use the smallest brush first to do the outlines. You want to use very watered down pink paint here and then just go for it. I think the hardest part about painting the jug is actually starting it. It's that case of blank page syndrome or blank piece of paper syndrome, where it's a bit daunting to have such a plain thing in front of you, but the best thing is just to start. And once you start, you'll realise actually it's quite easy. So because there's not white paint in your kits, we're using the white of the jug for the bird. So you want to keep the entire bird completely clean of paint at this stage. Now it's a very stylised design, pretty simple, but it looks pretty stunning when you have lots of them together on the jug. Then once you've done one bird, you can start on the next one. And it's entirely up to you, the placement of where you put the birds. You might want to have lots and lots, really tightly together. You might want to have some space in between some of them. Or like on the black jug you saw at the very beginning of the video, I just did one bird on the front with the black paint and it looked really stunning. Stop painting every so often and have a look at the jug from afar just to see the placement and deciding on where the next bird's going to go. You can make your birds as large or as small as you like. Okay, so once you're happy with the arrangement, you want to squeeze some more of that pink paint out, and this time we're not really going to water it down. You might need to add a little bit of water because of the texture of the jug is quite dry. You'll see what I mean when you start applying the paint. So we're going to be using the flat brush here, starting on the background. And then when you come to doing the bird's wings, you want to push down on the paintbrush so the brushes sort of fan out, and then glide the paint along to give you a lovely, smooth, crisp line against the bird's wings. Also be quite careful around the bird's beak as well, because it's very small and you don't want to paint over it, otherwise it will completely disappear. If this does happen, don't worry, you can always add a red beak later on. So the flat paintbrush is perfect for creating that scalloped edge of the bird's wings. Again, you want to press down quite firmly so the hairs of the brush fan out. Then you want to create mini semicircles with the brush, and that will give you a lovely, crisp, scalloped edge. Use the round brush to create the shape of the bird's tail. We use the larger of the two, but feel free to use the smaller one if you'd prefer. We recommend leaving the handle of the jug unpainted, as you can hold it while you're painting the rest of the jug. You might want to go back over some parts which look a bit patchy. And you might want to neaten up some of those lines around the birds too. So you can use the small round brush for this, as it's usually quite delicate things that you need to paint. Okay, so once the jug is completely dry, pop it on its side. Now we're going to be using the small round paintbrush and some watered down pink paint. Now I find it easier to actually hold the jug from the inside, then using the fingers of my other hand to steady my hand, I'm just painting on a scalloped line following the same design as the scalloped edge of the wing. Then do the same on the other wing. And then you can add little dashes and dots. My dashes were watered down pink, and then my dots were the pure pink paint. Now when that's dry, you want to pick up some of the pure pink paint again on the small round paintbrush and do the scalloped edge just above or just below the watered down one you did before. Now at this stage you can choose to add a watered down pink beak, or you can leave them white, or you can add red paint later on. It's entirely up to you. On this bird I'm going to be adding a larger eye than the dot eyes I've done on some of the others. So I'm just going to add a little bit of watered down pink paint to make the eye shape. Continue adding these design flourishes to each of the birds. You can mix it up, you can add stripes, you can add spots, you can add whatever you like to the birds. It's entirely up to you. Okay, so now we're going to be adding the red to our design. So pick up some of the red paint with the small round paintbrush and then go along that scalloped edge again. Adding this darker tone to the watered down pink and the pure pink gives it a really lovely definition. You can add little dots around the birds' necks. And then dot the eyes. And you can add some little hearts to the birds too, whether they're the pale watered down ones or a bright bold red heart, it's up to you. Once all the birds have been painted, use the small round paintbrush and some red paint to create tiny little stars on the pink background. You can have a practice on a piece of paper first, and then you can either use the tip of the paintbrush or you can tilt the brush and use the edge to create the points of the stars. You can add stars wherever you like. You might just want a couple in one area, or you might want to add loads. You can then add some tiny red dots to give the effect of distant stars, or you can add a line of dots to make it into a shooting star. If you haven't already, you can add some red paint to the beaks, which will make them really stand out. Now this bit's really important and it's not shown in the video. So if you want to use your jug for flowers, as in do you want to put water in it, which I'm guessing you will, you need to seal the jug first. It's really simple to do. You'll find some Mod Podge in your kit. You want to apply a good layer of Mod Podge, focusing on the bottom of the jug and up the sides. You don't have to go all the way to the top, just as long as you're covering the area that will have water on it. You then want to leave that to dry and then apply another layer of Mod Podge to it. Once that's dry, you can then go on to paint the inside of your jug red like we have, or you can choose to do it pink or black or just leave it white. Then once the paint inside has dried, you want to apply one more coat of Mod Podge to the inside, and this will protect the paint too. And finally, all that's left to do is to paint the handle of the jug. And there you go, your beautiful painted lovebirds jug.